Hi, welcome back to CBSE Board Economics. I'm Saddam Hussain. Today we'll be discussing about Central Bank, RBI, Reserve Bank of India. We have seen last class the differences between the central bank and commercial banks. There is just one central bank in the country. You can have any number of commercial banks. Which are these commercial banks? This can be State Bank of India, this can be ICICI Bank, this can be HDFC, and this can be Punjab National Bank. The main responsibility of the central bank is monetary policy, and the main function of this commercial banks is to make profit. Central bank is the banker of the government. Commercial banks are banker for the public. So general public cannot have any transaction with the central bank. Central bank always tries to control credit. Commercial bank always tries to create credit. The main function of the central bank is, we discussed already, monetary policy. And one more very important point of the central bank is, central bank is the only bank in the country that issues currency. Commercial banks cannot issue currency. Of course, they create credit. These are the basic differences between the central bank and the commercial banks. I repeat again, we discussed it last time. There is just one central bank in the country. There can be any number of commercial banks. And the second point is, central bank is the only bank in the country that can issue currency. It's the sole responsible central bank to issue currency notes. Commercial banks cannot issue currency notes, but they create credit. The next point is, the main function of the central bank is monetary policy of the government, and commercial banks do not do any monetary policy, and the central bank always tries to create credit, control credit. The commercial banks always try to create credit. So those are some of the differences which we discussed last class. Now today we'll see what is a central bank and what are its main functions. Of course, we'll be discussing these main functions in detail one by one. Let's see what is central bank. A central bank is an apex institution of the government. This is an apex, most important institution of the government. For the main response to the central bank, we discussed already, is the design and control of the monetary policy. The design and control of the monetary policy. You can see here, the central bank is the apex institution of a country's monetary policy. The most important institution of the country for monetary policy. Monetary policy deals with the bank rate, interest rate, or how to control credit in the economy, and the design and the control of country's monetary policy is the main responsibility. That is the central bank. What's exactly central bank? It is an apex institution for designing and controlling of the monetary policy of the government. And what are its main functions? State the functions of the central bank. It has 5 main functions. Of course, we'll be discussing all these in detail. The first function is issue of currency authority. We already seen central bank is the only bank in the country that issues all currency in the economy. It will not only issues the currency, but it will put into circulation. At the second point, you have banker to the government. All the banking transactions of the government are done with the central bank, whether it is a state government or central government. And the third point, lender of the last resort. What it means, if there is any financial crisis with any commercial bank, the central bank comes to its rescue by giving them short-term loans. So that's why it's called lender of the last resort. So that's the only hope the commercial banks have. And the next point, fourth point, is this is custodian of foreign exchange. All the foreign exchange reserves of the country are with the central bank only. It safeguards all the foreign exchange reserves. And the last point, you have controller of money supply and credit. This is nothing but monetary policy. Controller of money supply and credit, monetary policy. I repeat once again, what exactly central bank? Central bank is an apex institution of the government for designing and controlling of the monetary policy of the government. Central bank's main responsibility is the monetary policy. What are its main functions of the central bank in India? That is RBI, Reserve Bank of India. So the 5 functions it has. Number 1 is issue of currency authority. Central bank is the only bank in the country that issues currency. Number 2, banker to the government. All the banking transactions the government are with the central bank. Number 3, central bank is the banker for all the banks. And the 4th point is it's a lender of the last resort. In case of any financial crisis, central bank will help the commercial banks. And next point is custodian of foreign exchange. All the foreign exchange reserves of the central bank. And the last point is controller of credit. That is nothing but monetary policy. So central bank is an apex institution of the government for designing and controlling of monetary policy. It has 5 main functions. 1 is issuing of currency authority. Number 2 is banker to the government. Number 3 is banker's bank. Number 4 is controller of foreign exchange or custodian of foreign exchange. Number 4 is lender of the last resort, and the last function is monetary policy of the government, that is credit control and credit expansion. That's all we have time for this short video. Till we meet next time, it's goodbye from Saddam Hussein. Work hard for your board exams. Bye-bye.